Hey, how's it going, guys? Jordan Syatt here, and a lot of you know me as Gary Vaynerchuk's personal trainer. I wanted to make this three-part series because I've been getting a lot of questions about how I was able to help Gary fix his back pain, which, if you don't know, he had debilitating back pain from when he was 18 all the way up until right around when I started working with him. And it wasn't debilitating in that he couldn't move every day, but several times a year his back would go out. He'd be in bed for several days at a time. It was always tight. There was always an issue with it. It never felt comfortable. It was chronic pain, tightness, discomfort. So when I assessed him, I found he had hip mobility issues, back issues, shoulder issues. He actually even had a partial tear in his shoulder, which was a separate issue. So in this three-part series, I'm gonna walk you through his favorite hip mobility exercises, his favorite back mobility exercises, and his favorite shoulder mobility exercises. This way, you can go through, try them yourself. If you have hip pain, back pain, shoulder pain, hopefully these exercises will help you get through. The first hip mobility exercise I'm gonna show you, it's called a split stance adductor mobilization. Basically, it targets your adductor, which is your inner thigh. And I remember within the first couple weeks of when I started with Gary, we were in Colorado and I was doing a session with him, literally just touching his adductor. He had severe pain. It was to the touch. It was something that made him shudder. And so we found out that the tissue quality in his adductor, specifically what's called his adductor magnus, was very, very bad. His muscle was super tight. And so we started to work on it with doing soft tissue work. But this specific drill, this mobility drill, helped a lot. And so what you do is you get on the ground and you get one leg out to the side. This leg that's out to the side is the leg that's you're gonna feel a big stretch right through here, right in your adductor, all the way up to your groin. And important to note, my heel is in line with this knee. A lot of people, they'll compensate unconsciously by getting their foot too far back. So you wanna make sure that the heel of this foot is in line with this knee before you get down on your hands. Then you get down to your hands, and from here, all you do is you push back towards your butt back towards your heel on the ground. You make sure your laces are flat on the floor with this leg, and the bottom of your foot stays flat on the floor with this leg. You don't want your foot to come up like this. You want it flat on the ground. If this is too easy, you can try and push it further away from you, but the idea here is that you want to try and lengthen this leg as long as possible while you push back and forth. I'm going to show you another angle as well. So we go to the side, start from here, come out, line that heel up with this knee, hands to the ground, and you push your butt towards your heel, and you just go back and forth. Rocking back and forth about 10 times per leg, you're gonna feel a really big stretch through your inner thigh, your adductor, and I would do this every day, twice a day. When you wake up, when you go to bed. If you wanna do it in between, that's fine too, but this exercise is super helpful and wicked effective for improving your hip mobility. The second hip mobility exercise also targets the adductors, and it's called an adductor dip. And I'm really emphasizing the adductors because a lot of people, when they talk about the hips, they talk about the hip flexors, they talk about the back of the hips, but a lot of people really neglect what's going on right through here all the way up to your groin. And people are super tight there. When you sit down all day, when you're not doing as much stretching as you should, this can get really sensitive and really tight and balled up, which can seriously affect not only your hips, but also your back and even your shoulders. So when you do adductor dips, can be in a hotel room. Yeah, a lot of hotels have a bench like this right at the end of your bed. Can be here. You set up so that the toe is pointing straight to the wall this way. You don't want it to be angled here. So you want the toe pointing straight this way. And then from here, you're going to lean in towards this foot with your chest being square. So you don't want to come here. You want your chest square to the wall in front of you, lean in towards the foot. And really important to note, this knee is not caving inward. So for example, if I'm here, just to show you, and I'm leaning in, you don't want this to happen. You want to make sure that the knee stays in line with the toe and it comes forward just like that. So now going back here, keeping my chest square to the wall in front of me, my toe pointing straight this way and my knee going in line with my toe, I come here. And you want to make sure most of the weight is in this foot. This is just a supporting leg. You don't want a lot of weight here. You want to really feel this right in through here, all through your groin, sink in, and then come back up. And again, just like the first stretch, you can do 10 reps per side. Do it once or twice a day, and it might not seem like a lot, But if you do this consistently for several weeks, several months, over and over and over again, you're gonna notice a huge difference in your hip mobility and how you feel. Now, the third and final hip mobility stretch that is bar none Gary's favorite is called an elevated pigeon stretch. This specific stretch I love because it has direct relation to how your back will feel. Almost every time after Gary did this exercise, he would immediately say, wow, my back feels better. And it doesn't mean it was immediately fixed, but it would a lot of times alleviate pain in the short term that would then allow him to strength train and stabilize with the new posture and the new mobility. And over time, that's what allowed it to stick. So here, what we're gonna do is, you're gonna get a small bench. You don't need anything high, something small. You're gonna put one leg up here. You're gonna get into this position. And I should note that I made this look easier than it is for a lot of people. So you might only be able to get to here at first, and that's okay. Go with the range that you have. Don't force it. If this is all you have, that's fine. Go as deep as you can without like pain in the knee. If you have torque in the knee, bring your foot a little bit closer in. That will reduce it. If you have torque and it continues, just don't do this exercise. It's okay. Not every exercise is for everybody. Ideally, you're gonna work out to about 90 degrees here. Put your hands in front of you and lightly just pull yourself forward. And then rock back and forth. Breathe out as you come down. Breathe in through your nose as you come up. Exhale through your mouth as you come down. 10 this way. And then you can go 10 on the other leg. This is really a phenomenal exercise. You'll feel a big stretch in your glutes. And as you stand up, you'll probably notice that that side of your lower back will loosen up as well. So I hope you enjoyed this series. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll be in there answering questions. And make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell notification, and watch the next part of the series, which is going to be his favorite lower back exercises, and then the third part, which is going to be his favorite shoulder mobility exercises.